there we are. I would also advise everyone to please use the icons that are there. We have yes, no, go slower, go faster, a plethora of icons in the participant screen. I would ask you to keep your chat windows open, which I am doing right now because I might be asking you for responses. And in between the module, I will be asking you to respond to certain polls or quizzes that I have created. So this is an interactive session. I would want your participation as much as you would want mine. If you have any questions, I would strongly suggest that you write those questions down, and then we can probably have a question and answer session towards the end. At this point, I would like to welcome our guests, and we have quite a few guests today. I will ask you for your feedback towards the end, but right now, I will just acknowledge your presence. I acknowledge the presence of Dr. Kiran Natraj from Greno Toastmasters Club. Can we have a round of applause for her, please? Thank you. I acknowledge the presence of Seema Ramesh. I am presuming that she is from Kolkata.
Yes,
And
sir.
I also understand that you are an area director right now.
Yes, sir.
Well, most welcome,
Thank you.
Seema. I acknowledge the presence of Pratik Singh. I don't know if you are a guest or if you are a Toastmaster, but most welcome to our team. I acknowledge the presence of Sajish Satyan, who is a guest. I also acknowledge presence of Sumit Sharma, who is from Turning Point Toastmasters. And then we have Sayyidur, who's a guest, I presume. And last but not the least, I acknowledge the presence of my mentor. And yes, people like me also need mentors. People like me need people whose life I can make difficult. So have a huge round of applause for the patient, distinguished Toastmaster, Shakti Priya Gauri. With that, I will get started on my module. Today, and timer, you can start timing me now. So green at 18, green at 18, yellow at 20, and then red at 22. It includes both the module and the question and answer sessions that we might have.
Wait, can you take up timer role? Arjinder, yeah.
Rukunda, have you sent me the evaluation form?
I have not. I will send it to you. Right now, just do a generic evaluation, then I'll send you the evaluation form if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, cool.
So Kapil, I already have a general
We don't have a general evaluator today.
role, so
Avijendra, we don't
okay, I'll
have a
take the
general
timer role
evaluator
then.
today.
Sure, I'll take the timer role then.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. So with that said, I am going to start. Avijendra, just tell me when you're ready. So I'll start then. You're mumbling something. I'm assuming you're saying that you're ready.
I am ready. Sorry,
Okay,
it
cool.
was on mute.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. So why this module? Why this meeting? Well, a bunch of reasons for why this module and why this meeting. This was supposed to be a normal Toastmasters meeting wherein we would have 3 prepared speeches followed by table topics followed by an evaluation round. But it so happened that in a rather bizarre coincidence, all 3 of our speakers backed out. So obviously we had around 20 to 25 minutes of speaking time left, and we thought that the best way to utilize it was to have some sort of a module. Now, what sort of a module? Based on the needs analysis that we did, we figured out that a lot of people in this club, particularly in Blue Quest, are new. And they're looking to play the role of a Toastmaster of the day or a general evaluator or a table topic master. And 90% of the times they get it right. This is for the 10% of the time when they can improve. What are the best practices in being a Toastmaster of the day, in being a table topic master, and in being a general evaluator? I will be covering those. I will also share some templates that you can follow in order to have, in order to be better at your roles. Okay, so we will begin. Thank you very much for attending this session. Let's look at, so like I said, we're going to look at three roles. Those three roles are Toastmaster of the day, the table topic master, and the general evaluator. Let's start by looking at what a Toastmaster of the day does. And in order to do that, I am going to launch a poll. Okay, I want you to take about 2 minutes. Now understand that in this poll, there are more than one correct answers. Okay. Second thing, this poll is totally anonymous. I am not, for example, going to go after Avjinder that Avjinder, how did you answer? Why would you answer it like that? I would never say that. Even otherwise, even if this poll was not anonymous, but I'm giving you the assurance that this poll is anonymous. There is no way I can know how you answered the questions. All right. That also means that do not get carried away. Let's have fun with Rupinder. Let's answer all the questions wrong. Okay. So here is the poll for you, just launched. Please start answering. Are you able to see the poll?
I'm not able to see the poll.
Are you, who else is not able to see the poll? Can you just raise your hand? Are other people able to see the poll? Yes, no, maybe, why me? I always say why me. I love to say why
Yes.
me.
It's okay.
Yes.
Okay, some answers have started, begun to come in. I have 3 responses now. Sumit, probably you want to attempt it, access it through another device, maybe.
I'll try.
Mobile.
Nice. A
Mobile.
lot of responses coming in now. I have around 8. So 30 more seconds to go and I will end the polling and then I will share the results. And it looks like that this is going to be a fun-filled result. Oh, I missed out on a question. So that is why you are getting, a lot of you are getting it right. Okay, time to end the polling. And there you have it. Okay, so total time taken should be 10 to 12 hours in a 2-hour meeting. A lot of you said that it should be 10 to 12 minutes in a 2-hour meeting. And some of you, actually one of you said it should be 12 to 15 minutes. I would have taken either of those as an answer, but as a ballpark, if as a Toastmaster of the meeting, you are taking more than 15 minutes in a 2-hour meeting, then you are indulging in a criminal waste of time. Similarly, if it is a 1-hour meeting, then just divide that by 2. 7.5 minutes. You don't have anything more than that. Okay. So why 10 to 12 minutes? As a Toastmaster of the day, you will introduce the theme, which will be for around 3 minutes, as some of you very correctly pointed out. You will be introducing 3 speakers. So you take 1 minute to introduce each of the 3 speakers, which is 3 plus 3, 6. You will be introducing 3 role players, which will be 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9. And you will be introducing 2 roles, which is the table topic master and the general evaluator. So another 1 minute, which is another 2 minutes, which is 9 plus 2, 11. 1 minute you are keeping as a buffer. Now, having said that, sometimes you might have a very interesting theme, and you might say that, okay, probably I'm not going to take 3 minutes to explain it. I'm going to I'm going to take 4 minutes to explain it. Acceptable, but do not take your total time on stage, including introducing the speakers, beyond 15 minutes. Beyond 15 minutes. When I was in the United States, when I attended meetings there, the role of the Toastmaster of the day is very limited. It is like they're almost there just to facilitate the meeting. Sometimes they did not even have themes, or if they had themes, they would just talk about the theme for the initial 1 minute, and then they would simply introduce the speaker. They would simply say that, okay, now I'm going to call speaker number one. Speaker number one is Rupinder Singh. Rupinder Singh, speech title, Rupinder Singh. That's it. And then they would call the speaker number two, speaker number three. Now they would do that. They would do that because time in US is at a premium. So if your meeting is starting at 1 and ending at 2, and if it is a corporate club happening inside a meeting room in a corporate club, what is going to happen at 2 o'clock is that people are simply going to walk in. And they will not ask you to leave the room. There is no such concept of you being inside the meeting room, looking outside and saying, 1, 2, 5 minutes. There's no concept. They'll simply walk in. They'll start placing their stuff, like their computer somewhere. They'll start setting up their monitors. They'll start setting up their presentation. They will not care who is there on your screen or on the stage. They will simply start setting up the room. So that time, that 1 to 2 hours is sacrosanct. And they want to invest that in getting the speeches in getting the table topics in getting the evaluations in. That becomes more important than your own narrative about what a great orator you are, what a great MC you are, or great MC you are. Yes, you are, and I give you that. But you are not there to showcase your speaking skills. You are there to showcase your hosting skills, and that is your role as a Toastmaster of the day. Thankfully, a lot of you answered this one correctly, that the correct way to introduce a speaker is name, title, name. A lot of times, we do not do enough research as a Toastmaster of the meeting to know what is the speech title. So what happens is that, let's say that Seema is coming up to deliver a speech. I will simply say, Toastmaster Seema is coming up to deliver a speech. I would ask her evaluator to read out the objectives. And as soon as the evaluator reads out the objectives, if I'm lucky enough, the evaluator will spell out the speech title, and then I can go, Seema Ramesh, your speech title, Seema Ramesh. But sometimes the evaluators will not do that. So now, with a huge round of applause, let me welcome Seema Ramesh on stage. Let's have a huge round of applause for her. And once I do that, Seema Ramesh has come on stage, and probably she was depending on me to tell the audience what she's going to talk about. And when you don't do that, you are doing a disservice to your speaker. So rule number 1, figure out what is a speech title. Obviously, you will take the introduction of the speaker when you introduce them, but also figure out what is the speech title. And then let's say that Seema was going to talk about why I love Delhi, right? So so the correct sequence is Seema Ramesh, why I love Delhi, Seema Ramesh. Now I said that with a higher ROS, rate of speech. Typically, I would say Seema Ramesh, why I love Delhi, Seema Ramesh. So that pause between the phrases is very important, so that the audience, particularly in an online medium, gets to understand what Seema is going to talk about. So mind that pause. Do not bother taking notes here because everything is getting recorded, and I promise I will upload this to YouTube and I will share the link with you. I will also share the link to a folder where I have kept all the templates for how to be a Toastmaster of the day, how to be a how to be a general evaluator, even timer, counter, grammarian, speech evaluator. So you will get access to that folder as well. That does not mean that you start walking out of this meeting. Oh, this meeting is going to get recorded, and he's going to provide us with the templates as well. Okay, so this was about Toastmaster of the day. If you still have any questions whatsoever, please note them and I will handle them in the question and answer session. Now, I will move on to the next role, which is the table topic master. And oh, I did not share results with you. These are the results that were shared. Most of you got most of the answers right. One of you said that the time taken should be 15 to 20 minutes in a 2-hour meeting. That is actually not correct. What I was surprised was that each role introduction should take maximum 1 minute. I was expecting more votes over here. Anyway, I'm going to now launch the second poll. Close it. I'm launching the second poll, and this is for the table topics master. Again, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Actually, I'm going to give you 1 minute 30 seconds for this role because it has fewer choices. Again, multiple choice questions. There is no one correct answer here. Okay, so poll coming up on your screens right now. Anyone having challenges with the poll? Are you not able to see the poll? Mobile users, you'll probably have to go to a different window. Oh, I see the responses coming in. So I guess some of you are. Nice. Okay. Is it the Chronicle of Muhammad's voyage from Mecca to Medina? Okay, I'm pretty sure that some of you are answering questions and then you realize that there is no way you can take back that option. 15 seconds more to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to end the polling and I will not make the mistake that I made the last time. I will share the result. I am very happy to see that you deliberately chose to stay clear of things you should not do. Note the word should. Note the word should not do. Because often I see people doing that exact things and doing the exact things. For example, inviting the speaker when there is only 1 minute remaining in the agenda. Now, this often happens when, let's say, that the meeting started late and the Toastmaster of the day took their own time, and then the speakers came on, one of them went over time. You were supposed to have 20 minutes for table topics, but suddenly now you find that you've got 10 minutes left in the table talk. Now, in 10 minutes, somehow you manage to squeeze in 4 speakers by very skillful manipulation of explaining the table topic section and a lot of other things, and you manage to squeeze in 4 speakers. You've got just 1 minute or 1 minute 15 seconds remaining. What I find most annoying as a general evaluator is a table topic master that asks, Mr. Timer, do we have time for one more? And then the timer, instead of saying that, no, we don't have time for one more, says, yes, we've got 1 minute. Fine, I get that. Then comes a sentence, we can accommodate one more speaker. And that is where I go, no, we can't accommodate one more speaker. We are running late already. We barely managed to get this meeting back on time. And now you want to accommodate one more speaker. That is one thing that you as table topics masters should actively avoid. Let me replace the word should with will. You will actively avoid. Thank you for not choosing the option that choose table topics that are technical in nature. Many, I have seen this a couple of times. I myself got handed over a topic that was related to Bitcoin. I had absolutely no idea what Bitcoin was. Just to give you a context, in another life, I was doing postgraduate diploma in computer applications. Now, in that, there was a subject called finance and accounting. Okay. I was not able to complete my diploma because of finance and accounting. I managed to complete every other paper. And if I had scored even passing marks, I would have been the topper for all time in that particular course. I tried that thing 5 times. I was not able to clear. Now I go down in history as a person who could not clear a PG diploma in computer applications because of finance and accounting. Now, to a person like me, if you are giving the topic, which is Bitcoin, I will be all at sea. One more observation before I move on to the next role is choosing a speech evaluator for a table topic. Please do not choose a person who has already played a role for a table topic. Please do not do that. You want to have people who did not get a speaking opportunity to speak. So start with your club members who did not get a speaking opportunity to speak. Then go to the Toastmasters who are visiting your club, and in between intersperse some guests so that they also get a taste of the stage and they also feel motivated. If you want to go from an experienced speaker to a guest, most welcome to do so. But do not invite a person who's already played a role to do a table topic. Specially prepared speakers or Toastmaster of the day or general evaluator, because they will be getting speaking opportunities regardless. Today, for example, we will have table topics. I would strongly advise not to call me, because this club has a tradition of calling me for table topics and giving me weird topics. Okay, so I will stop sharing the results, and now I will share the final poll, which is for the general evaluator. Again, this time I'm giving you 1 minute 30 seconds. Please go ahead, start marking. Okay, I just got 2 responses. Oh, there come some responses. This is turning out more interesting than I thought. You got 20 seconds after this. Thank you, Arjinder. We got 3, 2, 1, and I will end the polling and I will share the results. First thing, evaluate prepared speeches. I know that I will probably open a hornet's net here. But I, as a general evaluator, am not in favor of evaluating prepared speeches, even if my speech evaluators give a horrible evaluation. I would rather evaluate my speech evaluator and not make a mention to the speaker. And if I want to evaluate the speaker, I'll give them an offline evaluation, probably apologizing to them that I'm sorry you did not get the evaluation you deserved. Number one. Why I do that? Because I believe that every speaker has a speech evaluator for a purpose. As a general evaluator, if that evaluator is missing out on a commendation or a recommendation that they should have given, then it is your failure as a general evaluator. Just as not knowing what the speaker is going to speak about is a failure on the part of the Toastmaster of the day. So I strongly suggest that all general evaluators reach out to their tag teams, to their evaluators, and tell them to share what they're going to talk about. Coach them. There is a club, South Delhi Toastmasters, which has a wonderful practice. They have a general evaluators briefing 30 minutes before the meeting starts, where they coach each and every role player. A lot of you are getting most of the answers right. By the way, you're not supposed to invite the tag team first. You're supposed to invite the speech evaluators first. A lot of general evaluators, I've seen them do this. First the speech evaluators, then I go about evaluating table topics. If there is no table topic evaluator, then I invite the grammarian, counter, and timer in that order, so that everybody gets a wholesome experience. Now, why this particular pattern? This particular pattern, because you need to get the speech evaluations in first. The speech evaluations could be making errors in grammar, in filler words, in time. That needs to be measured. If the tag team is giving their report first, then these people can go on a trip of their own. So that is the reason you call the speech evaluators first. Also set time limits to your own evaluation. So what I typically do is that when I evaluate table topics, I tell the timer that time me for 2 to 3 minutes. When I do the meeting evaluation, I tell the timer to time me for 3 to 5 minutes. Now, how much time should a general evaluator spend on stage? In a 2-hour meeting, my estimate is around 15 to 20 minutes. Because to me, evaluation is the most important part of a meeting. It is the learning part of a meeting. So that was about the timer, our counter, and the Toastmaster of the day, the table topics master, and the general evaluator roles. With the permission of Kapil, who is our Vice President Education, and the officiating presiding officer, I would like to ask for 5 minutes so that we can have question and answers. Kapil, can we do that?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, timer 3, 4, 5 minutes. Anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Now is the time. No one has any questions?
So yeah, Rupi. So I have a question on this T-mode role. So is it okay to refer a document to know who is the first speaker and what is his speech objective?
You mean have a document in front of you and read out from it?
Okay. And
no. Are you saying that have a document and read out from the document? Are you saying that?
So
it is okay. It is okay so long as you maintain proper eye contact. I prefer using flashcards. I prefer using flashcards, but it's totally up to you. There is no rule that says that you can't read out from a document. So it's perfectly okay. But keep that engagement level, maintain eye contact and everything. Hope that
Yeah,
answers
and
your question.
how much table topic section, how much time table topic section should take, or how much topic, if I may say that?
Uh, I would say just follow the agenda. Now, what would happen is, ideally, what should happen in our meeting is that it should start at 8:30. Prepared speeches should get over by 9:05, and we should give 15 minutes. That is till 9:20 to the evaluate table topics. So use that 9:20 as your end time. Today we can be more flexible since we don't have the general evaluation section. So we can go on till about 9:40 or 9:45 for the table topics section. But your hard stop is 9:20. It doesn't matter if you start at 9:15. If that means that you will be incorporating only one table topic, then so be it. But it is your hard stop. At 9:20 you stop and you hand it over to the general evaluator. Does it make sense?
All
So
right, yeah.
how much time you have? Let's say that our prepared speeches, they finish at 8:55. You have time till 9:20. So now you've got 25 minutes. You can do as many table topics as you want until 9:20. But let's say that our prepared speeches finish at 8:10. 9:10. Then your hard stop still is at 9:20. You still have to hand over the stage at 9:20, because that is the only opportunity we will get to get this meeting back on track in terms of time. Does it make sense, Kapil?
Yes, Rupi. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Any other question, anyone?
Rupinder, I've got one query.
Yes, Seema.
Yeah, you have given me a totally new perspective about the TMOD, and thank you for that, because I come from a community club, and for us, TMOD is like supposed to be the real MC. It's a whole show taken over. And by the way, I'm the one who's given the answer of 15 to 20 minutes for the TMOD. Okay, and the usual practice was the three sections will be explained by the TMOD, and the theme, whatever he or she chooses, will be weaved along those three sections. So what I want to know is, I mean, I find it very strange that, you know, people just coming in, they want all their stuff done, and the TMOD is not, I mean, just has to do the introductions. So if we were to make it as a practice, like a 2-hour meeting, 15-20 minutes we give for the TMOD and 15-20 minutes for the general evaluator. This is how we have been following it. But then don't you think that the practice of having the three sections weaved into a theme is, I mean, going to make it interesting for the members and the audience to stay back rather than make it a very serious type of a meeting? What do you think?
Very good question. And what I will say is that I consider the TMOD to be a very flexible rule, right? Let's say that if a speaker backs out, you've suddenly got 5 minutes extra time now on your plate. What do you do in order to keep the audience engaged for those 5 minutes? Do you stick to your timings? Do you not stick to your timings? So that is the other side of the equation, where you were not allocated time, but now suddenly you find that you've got around 5 minutes extra. So that is one perspective. The second perspective, that when you're saying that we have to interweave the theme and everything, what I typically do is that I introduce the theme, and typically I keep it in terms of 3 or the number of sections in the meeting. So for example, if I chose the theme that leadership, I would say that a leader is one who knows the way, who goes the way, and who shows the way. How I would interweave it is that knows the way is prepared speeches. Why? Because you have to know your what you are going to talk about before you actually talk about it. Then goes the way is about table topics, because you are afraid to venture out to be a table topic speaker, but you would want to go the way. And then showing the way corresponds to an evaluation, because there you are actually showing the way as an evaluator. So this way it just takes 1 minute to interweave the theme as well, and introduce the role player. So for example, for a prepared speaker, I will say that today, one person who knows his way is speaker number one. Speaker number one is blah, blah, blah. When I ask the speaker how he relates to this, blah, blah, blah. So before I call the speaker on stage, let me call their evaluator. Evaluator comes, does, and then speaker one, name, title, speaker one, name. That's how I go about it. Now, I know that it sounds like a fairy tale to you right now. So what I will tell you is that this Sunday, we have a meeting at Professional Speakers. Shivpriya is playing the role of a Toastmaster of the day. So we have those timelines. So why don't you just come over, just see how we kind of do our Toastmaster of the day. It will probably give you a better idea. Because I have seen this work, so coming from experience. Thank you for asking, Seema. Mr. Timer, how much time do we have?
We are pretty much over the time. I mean, 5 minutes, 30 seconds for the question and answer already.
Okay. Thank you so very much. You were a very patient audience, and I hope that what I delivered was of some value. Now I will hand it over to our table topics master. Our table topics master is a new entrant to Toastmasters. And like they say that behind every successful woman, man, there is a woman. In this case, that woman happens to be his wife, who pushed him into Toastmasters. So please welcome with a huge round of applause, Toastmaster Sumit Juneja, as he takes over the table topics module. Thank you very much for being such a patient audience. Welcome, Sumit.
Thank you, Rupinder, for such wonderful introduction. So, who would like to volunteer for the first table topic of the day?
Sumit, hi Sumit, I can go for it.
Yeah, Payal. So, Payal, your topic for table topic is tomorrow is the day.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can we have a table topic followed by an evaluation? We have a pretty wide gamut of Toastmasters today. There is Seema, I see Satyadeep, and we can benefit from their evaluation. So after every table topic, can we have 1 minute of evaluation from each of the guests? I also volunteer to do an evaluation. Can we do that, Kapil?
Yes, sir. Why not? We have ample time today.
Okay, great. So let's start. Satyadeep, sir, if you are there, would you be willing to evaluate Payal's speech? Satyadeep Da.
Yes, Rupinder. Yeah, I'm there.
Great. So 1 minute evaluation once Payal completes her speech. Thank you.
So, Payal, your topic is tomorrow is the day on which lazy people have most to do. I repeat.
Yes.
The topic is tomorrow is the day on which lazy people have most to do.
Thank you so much, Sumit. As I understand, the topic goes, tomorrow is the day when lazy people have most to do. Yes, I very much believe in this because lazy people have this habit of procrastinating things to the next day. So there's no today for them. I am myself an example for this. I hold very true to this topic because I have this very bad habit of delaying things till the end. And it's not a habit, it's just that I keep delaying it till the time when I have the maximum to do the best, to give out the best. And in the end, I turn up doing nothing. So, so in my opinion, lazy people will always have the next day to go, and that will always be tomorrow for them. Thank you so much, Sumit.
Satyadeep, your evaluation?
Yeah. While good job. The only let me be very brief. Two things. One is I would request not to repeat the table topic right at the start when you when the topic is given. And that is number one. And number two is, while bring in, when you talk about something that lazy people always would like to do it the next day, and you consider yourself as the one who procrastinate, please give in a personal example and how this procrastination has been a deterrent in any of the occasions. You can mention that. That would substantiate your speech, right? Merely saying that I end up doing nothing does not clearly substantiate or does not make it clear to the audience what exactly you were trying to do and where you ended up. It's all right that you ended up with nothing, but that is not very clear. You still had time. I think when the green card was shown, so if you could have done that, would be better. And
Yes.
remember not to repeat the topic at the start. Right? That I know it gives you some time to think, but try and avoid it if it is possible. If you stay and start, procrastination is probably one of the things which you would try to avoid. And I myself, though I try to avoid, I'm not able to do so. And then you can start. Thank you. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Satyadeep.
Thank you, Satyadeep Da. Sumit, you have call the next volunteer.
So who would like to volunteer next?
Yeah, I would like to come. My name is Sumit Sharma.
Sumit Sharma.
Hi,
and
Sumit.
then Anant Katyani. He's also raised his hand. Anant, can you do an evaluation of Sumit's speech? 1 minute evaluation once he's done. You can then do a table topic after that.
Sure.
Okay.
So Sumit, your topic is appreciation is like an insurance policy. It has to be renewed every now and then. You want me to repeat?
Yeah, once again.
Appreciation is like an insurance policy.
Hmm.
It has to be renewed every now and then.
Sumit, the topic is in the chat window for you as well.
Hello.
Yes, Sumit, go ahead.
Hello.
Sumit, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, appreciation is one of the most important thing that helps the people to encourage to do that work, because appreciation gives you the confidence and give you the where you are the lacking, and definitely it's a it is a joy, and it is give you the pleasure, and when you get the appreciation, and it push you to forward in doing any work. So I think, and it is the one of the most important thing in the life. And as we get the appreciation in the old in Toastmaster, whether sometime and we already know and we haven't done and not so much better. So this thing, and I would like to say, and definitely it is like an insurance, and we definitely keep giving the appreciation to everybody, and as well as the suggestion. So I think it is the one of the most important thing, and we appreciate to the other people, and while giving after the finishing after finishing speech. So in my opinion, it's a quite good thing, and it is like an insurance. Over to you, David Topic Master.
Anant, could you give the evaluation, please?
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
No, Sumit, we got your topic.
Hello.
Sumit, we got you.
Thank you, Sumit, for that fantastic topic. And couldn't have been more relevant the way you made it relatable with an example of Toastmaster itself. So that's the first thing that you did excellent. You substantiated the topic with a live example and with a relevant example to 100% of the audience members. So thank you so much. And of course, your fluency, your quick thinking was an asset which was on full display as well. quick areas of improvement, maybe just to challenge yourself. Don't just scratch the surface. Go maybe a little deeper. Though you said we appreciate in Toastmasters, it would be amazing if you can recall how. Maybe name the practice of standing ovation. Maybe name the CRC method of evaluation. So those are the ways how we can give a proof of concept, not just what you're saying, but give an example of how exactly this makes sense. So in that case, even if there is someone who is new to this setting in this meeting somewhere, even they would agree to your viewpoint. And that is the hallmark of any great impromptu speaker, that they can think on the feet either a relatable personal story or maybe something that is generic, but they make it personal to everyone who is listening. So maybe that is one single area of improvement I would like you to challenge yourself with. Otherwise, it was fluent, it was quick thinking, and it was street smart, in my opinion. Good job.
Okay, Sumit, next topic for Anant.
Hi, Anant.
Hello.
Hi, Anant. Your topic is bad news is time flies, but the good news is you are the pilot.
Thank you.
Repeat the topic again, Sumit. So it's speaker, title, speaker.
Right. Anant, your topic is bad news is time flies.
Seema, you'll be doing the evaluation. I'm sorry. Seema, you'll be doing the evaluation. Sumit, repeat the topic.
The bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot.
Thank you, Sumit. I somewhere read this analogy some while back that if time were currency, we have probably 14,460 or something like that unit of currency with us every single day. These are the moments that we have for every day in 24 hours with us. What do we use them for? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Of course, time is like that quicksand passing through our palm, cannot be held back. But instead of the time that is being wasted or that is flying by, why not look at the time that we have? Somewhere 2 topics back, someone said, it's not about tomorrow, it's all about today. So why not make full utilization of the time we have? Because if this were a ship, we are the pilot of this vessel called time and life. So I perhaps have an example how I have made utilization of this lockdown period. Earlier, I used to just think tomorrow or Monday, I will wake up early and go for a quick walk. Maybe I will start mending my ways from a sedentary lifestyle to maybe a little bit healthier way. And that is where that tomorrow never came. That Monday was always the next week's Monday. But probably this week, this month, we started along with my friends, we all started making it a resolution that yes, let's make this whole month all about waking up early and taking control of our morning routine, which otherwise would be a very sad, sedentary, lifestyle driven. And no wonder, just that simple act of utilizing this otherwise lockdown period in that way helped us become productive in every way of life throughout the day. So I think I couldn't agree more with the topic that if time is, if the time flies, we of course remain the pilot, whether we are a pilot in cryogenic sleep or whether we are a fully conscious aware pilot. That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Back to you, sir.
Seema, could you do an evaluation?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Anant. As a topic, a table topic, even it is 2 to 3 minutes of speech. 1 to 2 minutes of a speech. You had a proper introduction, body, and a conclusion. I appreciate you taking note of that. you caught my attention with the analogy of time flying with the currency. Although a little bit of your fact was, I mean, a bit disoriented with the exact number. However, you caught my attention with that, and then you moved on to explain how time flies, and yet we need to control the time we are the pilot. And you moved on very smoothly a transition into your own personal example. I always appreciate a personal example because I can relate much better to what you're trying to say. However, the personal example, I wish it had been a little more on the, something in which you have actually understood, like how time has flown and you did not make enough use of that time, wherein you could have been the pilot, but you did not. So, I mean, if you had explained it a bit, that way, then I would have sort of like related and understood what you were trying to say. On the whole, I feel your the entire speech it was a good package. If you had just given the example, probably a personal example in the beginning, I would have appreciated that better. Thank you so much, Anand.
Thank you. I see that Divya has raised her hand. So Divya, I suppose you're ready for a topic. Shakti, would you do the honors of evaluating Divya's speech for a minute after that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Sumit, yours.
Divya, the topic
Yeah.
is honesty is the best policy with a little bit of common sense. I repeat, the topic is honesty is the best policy with a little bit of common sense. Over to you.
Okay. Honesty is the best policy. I have studied and learned in my school days and at home also. Every time my teachers, my parents, they say honesty is the best policy. As I grow up, I have noticed that it is the best policy, but sometimes you have to tweak it. So by profession, I am a developer, so I cannot copy the code which is good and workable from others and apply in my area. I just have to do it little bit edit. I have to make some changes as per my need. So similarly, for this policy also, sometimes you have to apply your common sense, where you can apply honesty and where you cannot. If I talk about an example, my grandfather, he does not like when I say, okay, I have bought this jeans and of this is of X amount. So he says, oh my god, you have spent a lot of money on this, you should have bought in a better way, or maybe you should have done a bargaining and all. So because he's from that generation, and I understand he knows the value of money better than me. So just to make him happy, so that he does not get worried, what I said, sometimes I just remove zero from the shopping whatever I have done. Suppose if I have bought for 1000, I just say, okay, it is only for 100 rupees. So here I am not honest with him, but yes, my intention was not to hurt him, because there is a gap and we both are right at our end. So it is up to the person and to apply common sense where honesty should be applicable and how they can mold it. One should not misuse this thing by hurting others. But yeah, if it is not hurting others in any other form, so you can tweak it and apply it. That's all. Over to you,
Shakti.
Okay, Divya, I thought honesty is the best policy. When the table topic master said till there, I thought it was going to be the easiest topic, and then the controversy came in. I guess you handled the topic very honestly by sharing your personal experiences, not one but two of them, but at the same way, adding in that a tone of integrity too. So I guess nobody could have answered this in a better way, because many people would just say, oh no, you have to be completely honest and not tweak anything. But I think the core part of your message was that you mentioned how in the practical situations it is best to do it that way. The only thing I would really ask you to work on is that initially when you start the speech, you're just I could see the nervousness while you're trying to collect your thoughts. So just take a deep breath before you start it so that it's more composed. That's all. But I guess it was a brilliant tackle of the topic. Thank you.
We have Pratik Singh, who's a guest, who's raised his hand. He would like to go for the next topic. Dr. Kiran, would you be so kind to evaluate him?
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you. Sumit, over to you.
I think your topic is only two things are guaranteed in life: a beginning and an end. Your topic is only two things are guaranteed in life: a beginning and an end.
The life that we have is the beginning, and what we live at the end will be the end. These two most important facts of life, which we call the axiomatic truth, is the beginning of the life and the end of the life. It is in between that what you do will create impact for the others to learn and get inspired from you. It is a life that we have to make the most out of it, because it is said that when you take birth, the people around you should smile, and when you die, the people around you should cry. Are we willing to create that impact? That is the most important thing from beginning to the end. Talking about my own story, I have started to create that by doing a lot of philanthropic activities. I'm working with several NGOs to see that I am able to create some smile on the face of others. I'm able to create value in the society. I'm able to educate those kids who can be better for our future generations. I'm able to work on old age houses to put a smile on those people who have allowed us to give a better present now. So this is something where I'm trying to create an impact, where the beginning I have already got, I'm able to create some impact and put the people on smile, so that when I leave at the end, people really do miss me. That this was a guy Pratik who really created an impact. Are we all willing to create some impact in your own field, in whatever way you want? I leave it to you. Let's create an impact when we end and people miss you. Thank you so much, and over to you, table topic.
Dr. Kiran.
Yeah. Hi, Pratik. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Pratik, that was truly amazing table topic presentation you did. Right from the beginning, the opening, the body content, as well as the closing. The true Rupinder style Oreo effect. Now, what I would like to say that is you got the concept perfectly right. It's the middle part of the life, from not the beginning, not the end. The middle part of the life, how you impact on others, and you give very good examples as well. Like what is every life out here is worthwhile and has an purpose. So here you made it very clear about that. And you gave very relevant examples. Now I would like to say how you, and I also observed that you were using your hand gestures very well, and it was in sync with what you were speaking. That is a positive point in virtual meetings where your whole body language you cannot express. Overall, I would say great speech and great presentation and very impactful. I don't think I would like to add anything out there. Over to Rupinder.
Okay.
Sorry, Sumit.
Let's ask our Vice President Education, Kapil. Kapil, you're up next, and I will evaluate you, Kapil, because you were once a table topic master. You gave me a weird topic, and that is karma, my friend.
I know it's coming someday.
Yeah, it is coming for you today.
Kapil, topic for you is, if you do things that are easier first, then you can actually make a lot of progress. If you do things that are easier first, that you can actually make a lot of progress.
All right, thank you, Sumit. And actually, yes, that is how I practice. During our school days, examination days, and I am a chartered accountant, and in our chartered accountancy, we always get tough questions. Now, when you read all the question, you feel that there is a limited time allotted to it. So if you stuck with a question and you end up not getting it right, you end up spoiling all the time. So my practice was to choose an easier question, attempt the easiest one first, and then second. And when I followed this practice, I think that I was able to I gain confidence when you do little easier thing first, and you feel that, oh, you have achieved something, and now you can get on to the tougher task. So it is kind of a level 1, level 2, level 3. When you are on level 1, it is an easier one, and when you are on level 2, it is more tougher than level 1. So that is the practice that I follow, and I believe that this should be the right way to go. And similarly in Toastmaster also, we follow this approach. When you are new to Toastmaster, you are given certain easy job, like do the accounting, do the timer role. As and when you feel confident, you start to take bigger responsibilities. So that is how I did. So yeah, I think it's nice approach to handle situations. Thank you.
Okay, Kapil, my friend, where were you when I was giving exams? Because I today realized that I was doing it all wrong. I would look at the most difficult question, the one that would get me the most amount of marks, and I would attempt that first, mess it up completely, and then find that I did not have time to attempt the easier ones as well, or the motivation for that matter. Thank you for showing me the way, albeit a little late in life. I also love the example of how you related it to Toastmasters. That in the beginning you get the easier tasks, such as being an accountant, being a timer. I don't know how that is easier, because that involves listening and coordinating. I always get that wrong, but I get where you're coming from. I felt perhaps a better example would have been that you're given an icebreaker in the beginning, because an icebreaker is an easier speech, and then progressively these speeches, they start getting more difficult. So I think that was a wonderful example. The way you went was wonderful. The other couple of areas where I would like you to improve is, one is eye contact. It is very easy to lose sight of making eye contact, because we have a tendency to look at the screen like I'm doing right now, whereas we should be looking at the camera that I'm doing right now. In order to ensure that you always look at the camera, have a post-it note that says look here, so that you'll always look there. Last but not the least, I felt your ending was just a little bit abrupt. So try to focus on making that little bit more natural. Other than that, I felt that you today showed me the way of how to write exams. I just wish that you were around maybe 25-30 years back when I was actually giving exams. You would have saved my parents a lot of anxious moments. Thank you so very much. I think we are towards the end, so I guess we'll at most be able to take a one table topic. So would somebody like to volunteer? Because I believe we've covered almost everyone in the room. Would anyone like to volunteer for a table topic?
I could take one if I...
Excellent.
I can, Divya, this side.
Divya, you've already given a table topic, so I will ask Shakti to take the table topic. And
I am evaluator though, so as long as you're okay, I'm okay.
That's fine. And I guess I will fall back on Seema to provide an evaluation. Seema, are you game for it?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Kapil. Yes,
Couple go easy on me.
Do I need
sorry.
Sumit, go east on me.
Sumit.
So who is the speaker?
Shakti.
Next, Shakti. Shakti, your topic is a business that makes money. Sorry, a business that makes nothing but the money is a poor business. A business that makes nothing but the money is a poor business.
Thank you so much for that wonderful topic, Sumit. Often, human beings, such as us, myself, we forget what are the most important things in life that make us rich. Businesses, including that, are split into non-profit or for-profit or whatever. But ultimately, if you ask the actual reason behind somebody opening a company or any organization, is the fact that they want to do what they like to do, not that they want to be the richest person in the world. And if anybody said that, if anybody did, no matter how successful they are, I feel sorry for them. And I believe all of us present here today would actually do. Yes, we all need money to survive. Nowadays, unfortunately, barter systems have gone and monetary value has just risen above the world, like rocketed like crazy. So yeah, we need money for survival. However, a business that is not about team spirit, that is not about following your passion, that is not about improving life for people, for humanity, that is not about taking this race forward, that is not about at least one of these things, but just about making more money? Would any of you want to work in such a place? I certainly wouldn't. And I feel that that is the poorest business of all, and that is the poorest place one can be in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sumit.
Seema.
Good morning, everyone, once again, especially Toastmaster Shakti. What a very profound way of bringing things to perspective. And you being so young, I'm so glad that you have understood that life is not all about money. Focusing on the topic, you hit bang on right from the beginning when you explained that there is more to it in a business, especially in a business, and you need to focus more on why that person has started out a business. You need, I think you were trying to focus on the inner feelings, the inner intention, the more humaneness of things, rather than being very skeptical and probably critical and just going on to profit, non-profit. Instead of going on all the assessing, we need to consider our own emotions. And the most important thing that I liked about you is your personal opinion, whether you would like to work in a workspace like that, which only focused on money and other types of monetary development. It was perfect. You had a proper body, you had a proper intro, and you concluded also very, very smoothly. The only a little bit of a recommendation that I could say was, again, I always find the personal story a lot more interesting, in the sense, if you had given an example of in a workspace which you have worked in, that that you did not reap any benefit from it except from the money part, I think you would have made a better impression on me. Otherwise, it was a complete package. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shakti.
Thank you, Seema. Thank you.
We are on time, 9:45 exactly. So we can move on.
Okay. So moving on, we will now begin with the evaluation section. Shakti, if you are ready with your evaluation, we will have that. And Avjinda, the time is 2 to 3 minutes.
Rupinder, why me? You're the same person who gave that speech, and it resonated perfectly because you started this meeting, the speech, the module, by saying, why do we have to listen to something educational on this morning, on this day? You said, why this module? Why this meeting? What is different from a regular Toastmaster meeting to what is happening today. So thank you for covering that in detail in the right first 20 seconds of the meeting, so we knew. There were so many factors of your speech that I loved, or your module. I loved how you kept this only for the three major roles, the Toastmaster of the day, the Table Topics Master, and the General Evaluator, so that the message doesn't get diluted between all the minor roles. I mean, they're important too, but these three are the major ones that we need to tackle as they take the most time of the meeting. So I loved that part. I loved the interactions in a virtual session, how you use the polls. I think that was brilliant, the way that we all could still answer to your questions without making a fuss and be interactive even in the Zoom fashion. And I guess this time you went up a notch when you introduced the dialogue between the Table Topics Master and the timer, which I guess happens in every meeting where, do we have time for one more topic? I guess that happens every time. So I think most of the experienced audience here could relate to that, and the newer Toastmaster members would either expect that or be aware of it now. So that was great. When it comes to recommendations, I'm going to give you more than two, but I guess you'll like it. Just like I said, why it was important for us to know why this module was taught to us today. I think in any meeting, the most important piece is the agenda. So one of the biggest responsibilities of the Toastmaster of the day is to create an agenda with timeline. I know this has not been happening in BlueQuest for a while, but while you are explaining the meeting rules, I guess that was the biggest responsibility that you missed in terms of Toastmaster of the day. You did qualitatively mention it here and there, but I guess that was to be mentioned. The second was, all of us like when goals are SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, and time bound. While you gave us the three polls for Toastmaster of the day, Table Topic Master, and General Evaluator, there were certain responsibilities. So if you could list them up and make an acronym, or you don't have to even do that because that'll be like a forcible acronym, but just make a list so that we know, because I'm not gonna evaluate you on what material you share after the presentation, but just the effectiveness of the presentation right now, right? So that would be helpful. And the last is, I believe you repeated certain parts of your presentation in the beginning. Maybe you were distracted or just took time to get in the mode. So if you could just be more prepared. Overall, I'm sure everyone has a much better idea of the roles, and I love the interactions, and thank you for the session today. Over to Rupinder.
Thank you, Shakti. And I would now ask Kavjinder to please read out the times.
Yeah, starting with the module, you took 23 minutes, 2 seconds. And for question and answer, we took 5 minutes, 30 seconds. The timing was 22, so I believe you qualified for that. Moving on to the table topics, Payal took 1 minute, 2 seconds, and her assessment
evaluation.
Her evaluation by Satyajit took 1 minute 10 seconds. Satyadeep took 1 minute 10 seconds. Sumit, the table topic, took 1 minute 12 seconds, and Anant took 1 minute 15 seconds. Anant took 2 minutes 22 seconds for table topic, and the evaluation by Seema is 1 minute 25 seconds. Divya took 2 minutes 3 seconds, and her evaluation by Shakti took 1 minute 1 seconds. Pratik took 2 minutes 9 seconds, and evaluation by Dr. Kiran took 1 minute 18 seconds. KK or Kapil took 1 minute 35 seconds for his speech, and Rupinder took 1 minute 42 seconds for the evaluation. Shakti took 1 minute 40 seconds for the speech, and Seema's evaluation was 1 minute 11 seconds. The final evaluation for the module by Shakti took 3 minutes and 10 seconds. That's it from my side.
Thank you. So in summary, all the speakers more or less qualified. All the table topic evaluators more or less did not qualify. And the one evaluator who did qualify was my evaluator Shakti. and even I did not qualify because I went over time. So it's a cat and mouse game of qualifications and disqualifications. Thank you so much, Avjinder. Now, I would like some, this is time for some candid feedback. Today was a special meeting, and in no particular order, I will start by asking you for feedback. And Kapil, if you would be kind enough to please take the notes. Let's start with Anant.
Hi, Rupinder. Hello, all. I joined this just at the start of table topics, I guess. So I missed out the theme earlier. So one feedback can be straight away sharing it a little ahead using the PR because I got to see this message in my club WhatsApp group thanks to Rupinder just a tad bit late. I'm so sorry I missed out on the first tremendous half. But having said that, boss, I just love the way you guys have innovated the whole table topic evaluation games. I fell thoroughly in love with it. Probably I would suggest my EC to try and replicate that. So that's a success on your part. Good job, crisp evaluations, and everyone just made a very competent evaluation. So it was not a formality sake. I am a very happy person going from here to my meeting tomorrow in my own club with the recommendation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anant. I will now ask Divya or Divya's iPhone. I don't know who's going to talk today.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Rupinder for inviting me, and it was worth attending in the morning. So it was my useful morning, one of the useful mornings. And I echo with Anand's point of having an evaluation after Toastmaster topic is awesome, because every person, they can get to know where they can improve upon. And I would also recommend my home Toastmaster club to have this this thing. Besides that, overall it was a worth attending an awesome Toastmasters meeting, and I look forward to attend more.
Thank you, Divya. I would only say that do not err on that. Don't err on the side of caution. It is not the norm that somebody gives a table topic and then gets evaluated for it. We did it today because we had the time. Usually, table topics, they get evaluated either by the general evaluator or by the table topics evaluator during the evaluation section. Since we did not have a general evaluator today, so we resorted to this sort of an evaluation. I will now ask Dr. Kiran. Dr. Kiran, are you there? Dr. Kiran? Okay. I think Dr.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
You were talking on mute.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Rupinder, repeat, please.
I'm just asking for your feedback for today's meeting.
Oh, wow. Well, I found it very interesting. The overall concept of best practices, so many things got clarified, really. And as Seema has mentioned, I'm also from a community club, and I agree with the thoughts, like we stress more on table topics rather than on the speeches. Speeches, of course, are important, and we stress more on table topics. Overall, I found the table topics as well very, very interesting and very motivating in your thought process. Yes, that was really good. And the evaluations, and overall, I would say the overall enthusiasm was great. So truly a great job. Thanks for inviting me, Rupinder.
Thank you, Dr. Kiran. And yes, Sumit, you did a great job as a table topics master. Let's have a round of applause for him, because there are very few people that I count in terms of when I would refer for being a table topic master. And I think you've just made it to those names just because of the kind of topics that you gave. Keep up the good work. Moving on to Pratik. Pratik, what did you think? Pratik, you there?
Yeah, sorry for that. I was just facing some technical glitches. Toastmaster Rupinder, I really enjoyed the session a lot. You were crisp and you highlighted a lot on the time boxing part, which is one of the most essential part of the meeting. We tend to forget about the time boxing and how we can be efficient As well as right now when you were speaking, I was going through the templates which you showed us, and it is so good. I mean, you have covered all the points which is required to do the meeting in the most effective way. Thank you so much. It was all a learning experience for me, and I really feel privileged to be part of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I have shared the Google Drive folder, and I will also share my email address in a while so that you can send me an email if you need, if you want to see the recording of the meeting. It will be there on social media as well. Let's now move on to somebody who came in a little bit late, Rupashri Vishwas. She is also an area director. Welcome, Rupashri. How did you like the session, that as much part as you attended?
Well, Rupinder, the worst thing is that I missed checking it. It was supposed to be in the morning, and I thought it's in the evening, and I was eagerly waiting to attend. And I was here just while you were taking the feedback. And I can just, whatever I can learn through the feedbacks and understand, I'm of course understanding how interesting the session was. So I will be looking forward to look at the recording to understand in a better way.
Thank you very much. Seema, let's move on to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, DTM Rupinder. I'll be very frank. Your module is the one that attracted me to attend this meeting. Otherwise, 8:30 in the morning is not a typical time for me. And I'm thankful to you for bringing this out, because no matter how veteran a Toastmaster one is, there is something new to learn every time. And meeting rules, like I said, it was a completely new perspective for me. The meeting as a whole was very different in the sense we normally have a general evaluator doing all the evaluation throughout, whether it be the table topics or not. But this is a very interesting way to do, to catch the evaluation, right on time, on your feet, impromptu evaluation, so to speak. So thank you so much for this learning.
Thank you very much, Seema. Let's move on to Sumit. Sumit, I know I made you wake up early in the morning, but I hope you're an early morning person. Sumit Sharma.
Yes, meeting fantastic. It was my first meeting in the Toastmaster where I see and the no speaker is speaking, no general evaluator. After that, a great table topic section. What I see, and a speaker is speaking in the table topic section, and evaluation was promptly there after that. So it was amazing, and for me and to attend this type of the meeting, because I don't have the so many experience of the Toastmasters meeting, and it's really, and the Rupinder, I would like to thank you personally. You wrote me message, and I thought, and there would be the something and the special, and for me definitely I have got a lot here and from this meeting. So I would like to join this kind of the meeting more in future, and please write me on WhatsApp, and please keep telling me about like this meeting. Thank you, Rupinder. And thank you to all.
I will keep you posted. And the person who always gets to have the last word, because she is my mentor, Shakti Priya Gauri.
You have to stop doing that, I am not a guest in this club anymore, okay? So I really loved it. I would just recommend one thing. I think when we're having a table topics marathon and a speech, a module, it is still beneficial to have a general evaluator. It's just like, that's just something we don't skip. So I would just recommend that we still have it. Even if you want to have individual table topic evaluators, that's okay. I mean, we can wing it, right? But I still think that that role is essential. And so are the timer, counter, and grammarian, all the three of them. I believe that everyone gets a learning out at the end of the day. That's all. But otherwise, obviously, it's my home club. It's always awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry I look like a mess. I didn't plan to come for the meeting, so yeah.
All I can say is that you'll certainly look better than I do, Shakti, but that would be true anytime and at any moment. But the point is that I think your point well taken. And just to give everyone a context, Shakti was one of the most successful vice presidents of education that we had, and it was during her tenure that Blue Quest got the Leaders in Education Award, I think probably for the first time. And kudos to her, and she's been a guiding light. She actually saw us through to getting the President Distinguished status this year. So thank you very much, every one of you.
Last thing, Rupi, I said stop doing that. I don't know how to take, it in a good light. I'll start laughing. Then they'll be like, oh, this person, So stop doing that. Okay, thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you so much for attending, everyone. It was a wonderful meeting. Turned out to be much better than I expected, personally speaking. Thanks to everyone present today. We will meet again same time next week. And I promise that there will be prepared speeches. I promise there will be table topics. I promise there will be general evaluations. And I promise that we will follow what was discussed today. On that note, I am stopping the recording for everyone.